Breaking news. We are giving 14 days ultimatum to end insecurity in North or face mass action. Arewa youth tells federal government. The indigenous people of Katsina demand state of emergency. North can seeks end to insecurity in region. The coalition of 9 youth groups in Arewa yesterday gave the federal government a 14-day ultimatum to tackle security problems in the north or face mass action. This happened on the day the country's native Katsina called on the government to declare a state of emergency to prevent the frequent killing of innocent people by bandits. This was even after the Nigerian Christian Association (CAN) in 19 northern states called on the federal government to combat high levels of insecurity in the region, even when chairman of the Northern Elders Forum, Prof. Ango Abdullahi, replied to the presidency yesterday and said that his troops were billions of naira. Femi Adesina, the president's special advisor for media and publicity relations, described Prof. Abdullahi in a statement on Sunday as a general without evidence who followed NEF intention to overcome the bad security in the country. In a statement was signed by Isa Abdullahi on the Northern Nigeria Youth Council, Jerima Shetima from Arewa Youth Consultation Forum, Yusuf Idris Amake from the Northern Anti-Corruption Front, Alhamed Saliu from Arewa Youth Assembly, Matala Abubakar from the North Youth Association Joint Action Committee. Abdullahi, in a statement on Sunday, as a general without evidence who followed NEF's intervention to overcome the bad security situations in the north rather than blaming bandits every time they kill people. Others include Dr. Idris Mohammed from CUPs, Gambo Ganduju from the Arewa Youth Forum. The statement said, with a sad note, this coalition wants to remind the federal government and governments at all levels that the main responsibility of governments everywhere, especially democratically elected by voters, is to protect the lives and property of citizens. Remember that Nigerians, especially Northmen, chose to support the takeover of President Muhammadu Buhari in 2015, hoping that as a former military head and retired general, he would be able to handle all forms of threats prescribed to the security of our people, especially the challenges for Boko Haram, difficulties and destruction of life and economic activity that is unprecedented. Unfortunately, instead of reducing uncertainty 5 years after Buhari tenure, it increased, causing many people to avoidable deaths and property loss in a way that has never been seen before in history. It is our constitutional duty to raise our voices and pay attention to the killings that occurs every day in the country most especially in the north, and to mobilize citizens for constructive government involvement at all levels and to call for an end to the killings. The coalition says that enough is enough and an end must be put to this unreasonable killing of our people, especially in the villages, and the negligent attitude of the government and its authority towards the fate of people by criminals who seem to be buried had terrible experiences. Our security agents were unacceptable. The coalition strongly supports the idea of community policing and calls for their immediate implementation throughout the country. The coalition confirmed that this is enough and can no longer tolerate unreasonable killings of innocent citizens in North. Nigerian government are not doing thing to prevent it. The coalition today gave the federal government a 14 days ultimatum to end the killing in the whole state in the north. At the end of this ultimatum, any reported killings will only leave the coalition to mobilize citizens to take to the street until the government does what is needed. In a statement made in Abuja, the indigenous people, under the patronage of the youth pioneer Katsina, noted that the latest developments that resulted in innocent people being killed in the country was proof that the state government could not guarantee the security of life and citizens' property. He warned that if the federal government failed to take over the state, the recent wave of insecurity might pose a threat to national security and further worsen the intractable challenges in the country as occasioned by the COVID-19 pandemic. If the government does not take immediate action to restore peace in the country, we have no choice but to use self-defense that can pose a threat to national peace and security. We do not pray that Nigeria reaches this level of lawlessness because we as a nation have too many battles at our hand, Faskari said. Likewise, the president of Nigerian Christian Association, CAN, in 19 northern states and the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, Reverend Yakubu Pam, called for joint efforts by relevant stakeholders to end the entry of insecurity in various countries in the region. CAN President of Kaduna State, Reverend John Ayab, who said this also, he said in recent weeks that hundreds of people had been killed by Boko Haram and bandits enter the community and cause chaos to the people. It seems that our security agents are overwhelmed and do not have new tactics to deal with this situation. Both the state and federal government seems to deviate from the reality of the people and live in self-denial while people are killed by criminals. He worried that the situation has worsened and complains that people have been killed in the country by constant bandit attack. He also said there are many displaced people in my home now, international displaced people seeking asylum. Nobody offers help. According to what he said again, at some point the Nigerian Air Force had to place a number of aircraft in Katsina. They were still there. They learned that once the plane took off from Katsina airport before reaching Zamfara, for operation, there would be a telephone call and the target would disappear. Besides, we have to fly from places as far as Kaduna and Kano to conduct operations in Zamfara. Shehu said that the president has no solution to the country's problem, noting that we as citizens have a role to play in giving our soldiers information that will help them to succeed. Thank you, viewers, for listening to this news. Imagine the kind of statement made by the President Muhammadu Buhari that that he does not have any concern to what is happening, that does not have any solution to what is happening in the country, the problems in the country, that we as citizens, we have the role to play in giving our soldiers information that will help them to succeed. Imagine this. Should a president or a leader that calls himself a leader, should he be uttering such a statement instead of encouraging the citizens? Is there saying that he does not have solution to the problems in Nigeria? Is this a governor or what? I'm so ashamed. I'm so disappointed in that statement. So viewers, this is all I have to say concerning this news. What is your own take on this news? Your comment is very much needed. Drop them below the comment box, click on the subscription button as well as the bell button to receive updates. Thank you.